Welcome back to the Deep Dive. We're digging into the Service Design Global Conference today.
Yep, cutting through the noise to get to the good stuff.
Exactly. We're focusing on Thursday, October 16th. The theme that day was Business Transformation by Design. Really strategic.
Mm-hmm. And we're zooming in on one session that really nailed that theme. It was called Service Design as a Strategic Compass.
That was Abhishek Nair from FedEx, right? A design strategist there.
That's the one. It was all about guiding these huge organizations through, well, the chaos of regulatory shifts.
Yeah, and the key thing, I think, was how service design isn't just about, patching things up after a rule changes.
Right. It's about building resilience before it happens, moving beyond just compliance.
So how did they frame the problem? I heard there was a good metaphor.
Oh, yeah, the McDonald's one. The Big Mac versus the Chicken Maharaja Mac in India.
Sure, context changes the product.
Exactly. But then he pivoted to the brown box international shipping. And there, context isn't just flavor, it's like fundamental legality. Much trickier.
Okay, because the variables are just insane. Things like tariffs, who's sending, who's receiving.
And even tiny details.
Yeah.
He mentioned figuring out if a seashell on, like, a piece of clothing was real or plastic.
Just because of U.S. Fish and Wildlife regs. Wow.
Uh-huh. And that kind of detail shows the real problem wasn't the specific rule itself.
It was the organization's reaction, always scrambling.
Precisely. They were just constantly designing for urgency, putting out fires, not actually improving the core experience.
Yeah.
Playing catch-up.
Okay, so that's the problem space. How did they use service design to, stop the panic?
They made a big strategic shift. Instead of asking, what's the new rule, they started asking, what's the consistent experience we want to deliver no matter the rule?
Right. Build something stable first. A North Star experience, he called it. Regulation-agnostic.
Exactly. Globally consistent. And this is where the Service Design Toolkit really comes into play. First step, define their design DNA.
Their core principles.
Yep, two big ones.
Yeah.
Intelligent anticipation, basically knowing everyone's context up front.
Okay, sender, receiver, regulators.
Right. And the second was connected collaboration, getting all those different departments, silos working from the same page.
Makes sense. But a North Star needs, a focus. Who are they designing this ideal experience for?
Good question. They really zeroed in on one group, the small business importers.
Yeah.
High ambition, but maybe not a ton of resources or knowledge.
The ones who need the most hand-holding, probably.
Totally. They even made personas within that group, the beginner needing basic import 101, the experienced user looking for automation.
And the expert just wanting better data tools, I bet.
You got it. So grounded in the user.
Yeah.
Then came the clever technical part, modularity.
Okay, how did that work? Through their future state map.
Exactly. They mapped out these universal regulatory gates.
Yeah.
Think of them as checkpoints everyone has to go through globally,
Yeah.
like declaring what's in the box for customs.
Okay, a universal step. But wait, the rules of that step are different everywhere. How does universal work when one country needs a stamp and another needs a digital file?
That's the secret sauce. The action blocks.
Action blocks.
Yeah. So the regulatory gate is like the standard Lego base plate, right?
Yeah.
Universal.
Okay.
The action blocks are like specialized Lego bricks you snap onto that base plate. They're pre-designed conditional workflows for specific local rules.
So they're not just instructions, they're like actual templates, maybe even bits of code or UI.
Exactly. Executable components. So
Yeah.
the regional teams don't have to reinvent the wheel or redesign the core flow.
They just grab the right action block for their local regulation and plug it into the universal gate.
Go. And that massively cuts down the time it takes for the whole organization to adapt when a rule changes. Less panic, more process.
That's smart. It gives the design teams a repeatable way to handle this stuff.
Totally. And Nair summarized it neatly into a 3-step framework. First, discover and define the global North Star. Get that ideal experience clear.
Right, the consistent promise.
Second, design and develop modular adapters. Those are the action blocks, basically, the plug-and-play pieces.
Build the toolkit.
And third, deploy and evolve regulatory adaptation. Keep refining those blocks and ensuring the system stays consistent even as rules keep changing.
So for you listening, the service design professional, this isn't just about making things user-friendly.
Not at all. This shows service design as a core strategic partner. It gives you the framework, the evidence to make that case.
It's about building that organizational muscle, that resilience, so you can promise customers a smooth ride.
Even when the ground underneath the regulations, the tariffs, all that external stuff is constantly shifting. It's moving from just reacting to actually being prepared, building resilience by design.